control. What happened?
What happened?
It's very important.
It's very important
that people get on stack.
That people get on stack.
And say their piece.
And say their piece.
Clearly.
And
calmly.
Trust us.
To relate. And make our own decisions.
Next on this.
Mic check. I have a concern. About the proposal. But I also have a concern. About the sister here. She seems very upset. I'd like to hear what she's upset about.
Point of process. She's next on stack.
I want stuff now. I think I have a voice and I want to hear. This is like, I don't know, maybe the third time at general meeting.
Small sentences.
We can all hear you.
No, it's not small sentences because we're here to give our voice. And I'm tired of coming here and being cut off while they're up there for 30 minutes and not making sense, asking for freaking money for nonsense. I'm tired of it. Asking for money for what? I'm fed up.
Handle this particular issue.
Because I'm tired. Every time I come here, it's money for this, money for that. Money for what? What are we doing with the money that we're getting? Nothing. We're coming in and we're begging for money. Where is it going to?
When have
For
I asked for
nonsense.
money?
How about money for what? For the real needs of the people. Money for computers for what? For what? Money for the right needs. For people's needs. God damn it. I'm tired of it. I'm frustrated. I'm tired of it. I think it's ridiculous.
You're asking questions. The gentleman has told us 3 times he's here to make peace. He's here to help all the people make peace.
But I don't feel like we're being helped.
Okay, point of process. That is a valid concern. And one of our principles is that we all have a shared voice in what's happening. With that said, we want to always do it nicely. So that no one feels attacked. Next on stack. I missed my... I thought you gave it to her. You want her? Go for it.
It's not fair. It's not fair. Our voice is not being heard. Sorry, the voice are being heard. Listen. It's not other voices.
Next on stack. Mic check. Nicole.
Because I have a lot of issues.
I want to say that I would like to address the concern with this proposal. And that's why I'm hearing this woman. With a very valid concern. But she seems to be distracted. I'm going to start with my concern with this proposal. I'm concerned that this group seems unable to provide a line-by-line budget of where this money is going to go. These two concerns are really one because it has to do with this movement irresponsibly giving money. We might know why we are giving money. We cannot allocate the funds we have received without some social responsibility. I appreciate the work that your group does. But you need to come back with a budget that has real numbers. Not a figure of $1,500. For an expense that we don't really know the details of. She's gone. So that's it.
Alright, mic check.
Mic check.
Could we all take like 30 seconds?
Can we all take like 30 seconds?
And just breathe for 2 minutes.
Breathe for 2 minutes.
2 minutes, wait.
Alright, take 30 seconds. Let's all take a deep breath. Alright, so mic check.
Mic check.
Could I get a temperature check?
Could I get a temperature
Because
check?
I'm getting a lot of mixed feelings.
I'm getting a lot of mixed feelings
On whether or not this body here wants to continue with this proposal.
wants to continue with this
I
proposal.
ask everyone to participate with the hand signal.
I ask everyone to participate with the hand signal.
Let's get it out the way. Let's get it out the way.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Table it.
Yeah, hold on. Let me explain.
Let me explain.
If I'm seeing a lot of these,
A lot of these.
in my mind that means that this group wants us to table this discussion.
Oh, okay.
If I'm seeing a lot of these, we still have 10 people on stack.
Still have 10 people on stack.
So could I get a temperature check on continuing this discussion?
We have to finish that. We have to finish that. If you are fine with tabling it.
If you are fine with tabling it.
And you're on that.
Or you're on stack.
Just remove yourself.
Just remove yourself. We have a point of information.
I
don't think you have to repeat it. I mean, there is very few of us. My name is Libor. I'm from the legal. We always complain while we are at the Spokes Council that there is only 320 of us, while now there is only 30 of us. Even though there is no condition for having quorum or for approving any of those things, we really should ethically consider if we having, just discussion on spending overall budget of the whole movement when there is only 30 of us. It's something to discuss and has to be brought as another proposal at another time.
My time.
One second.
Okay, we're about to table this, right?
Only after we hear all the... Point of process. Let's finish stack.
Let's finish stack.
Next up, stack. Sorry. Sorry.
Is it me?
Who's sorry?
Okay. The frustration here. It's pathetic. Facilitators, you have a responsibility to facilitate. This gentleman has been standing there for nearly 40 minutes. Asking for $1,500 to do a task that is being done already by at least 2 other working groups. Why is it necessary that he must have his own laptop to document issues that can be documented in at least 4 other working groups. We have a responsibility as stewards of our bank account. People have nickel and dimed us to this amount. They expect us to be responsible. Don't ask for money for tasks that are already being done. And facilitators, it is wrong to give 30 to 40 minutes of the AG's time to one issue.
I would just like to say.
That's exactly how we waste time. All right. Next on stack.
Mic check.
Mic check.
I have a concern. About this proposal. And the money. That could be. Wait. And the vagueness. Of where it will go. Saying seems like. We need. Is very vague. Also, I've heard. By people present this evening. That there's needs. Of the occupiers. That is not being met. Such as. Sleeping bags. Metro cards. And etc. That's my concern.
All right. Next on stack. On deck, Rachel. So Rachel, you're next. All there.
I have a concern. I'm concerned with how long it's taking us to allocate funds to something that seems like a good idea.
I am concerned with how long it's taking us to allocate funds to something that seems like a good idea.
I work in project production and I know by spending money.
Not a question that relates.
My one concern about the proposal. We don't have an exact number. And what it will be allocated for. Alternately, I would say I trust this man. By everything else he has said. His commitment to complete transparency into how that money is spent. That he will spend it responsibly. And I would personally like to support that. And I would like to see that more in our community, that people are allowed.